Howdy, I hope you're having a great day. Silver Trade here again with another video, and this one's going to be extra spicy. Pokemon is at all-time highs right now. June has always been GameStop's biggest month, and I'll show y'all that, and a face reveal towards the end of the video. But before we get into that, GameStop, with their recent purchase of 4,710 Bitcoin, makes them the 13th largest holder of Bitcoin from a public company. 13th largest in the world. And another great post from Regional Formula. I looked at each year since the sneeze, ranking each month the highest price against the other months from 1 to 12. So in this calendar year, 2023, June had the highest monthly high price, followed by March, etc. June has a number 1 because GameStop reached its highest price in June of 2023. In 2021, February was number 1, but then June was number 2. GameStop had its second highest price in 2021 in June. In 2022, GameStop reached its highest price in March, and this one's kind of the oddball where June ranked number 6. In 2023, GameStop reached its highest price in June though. In 2024, GameStop reached its second highest price in June as well. He used all of this to calculate the average ranking for each month. And on average, GameStop sees its highest price in June. Here you can see it again. June was ranked the highest for the highest highs of each year. The second was March. And I think it's really interesting how after June, once we start getting closer to Christmas, and especially in the last 4 months of the year, GameStop sees its lowest highs. Institutions and banks probably beat down the price the most in the last 4 months of the year because they want people to be discouraged and sell so that way they can get good gifts for other people around Christmas. On June 8th, one day before 6/9, GameStop had its highest price. During the month of June in 2022, right before 6/9, on June 8th, GameStop also had its highest price that month. And right around that same time, on June 13th of 2023, so 4 days after 6/9, GameStop saw its highest price for June of 2023. And then for 2024, in June, GameStop saw its highest price right before 6/9. So historically, June is GameStop's best month, especially around the 9th day of that month. Ryan Cohen has made 69 jokes before. Here's his tweet from 2022. And we all remember Roaring Kitty's Time magazine. He had the dates 109 and 420 with "It's just the beginning of the video" and max volume. And I thought to myself, what is 35 trading days after 420? That puts us exactly on June 9th of 2025. One day after that, they report earnings on June 10th, and then on June 12th is the annual shareholder meeting.
The prophecy is true.
And really quickly, if you're enjoying my videos, please leave a like. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. I beyond appreciate it.
We had a good pullback in October. And many of us were watching this. We were watching this on the stream. It pulled back to 10. And we're like, okay, this is good. This is good. Let's see what it does from here. And it held. That's good. That's a good sign. It held. It held the move. And it kept on going, And then it broke out. And we're like, all right, let's see what it does here. And then it sold off Q3 earnings, right? And then it didn't even go back to the former lows. And then took off. And Cohen was a big part of this, right? He was buying and stuff. But it's good to get the pullbacks. It lets you how robust is this move? And
Japanese stocks just saw a weekly outflow of almost $12 billion, which is the largest in history. Each share of GameStop is backed by $10.68 in cash and $1.10 in Bitcoin. With the current share price of $29.80, you're effectively paying $18 for the underlying business and its future prospects. And I just learned this, but apparently you can buy used iPhones and phones at GameStop. The only reason that Best Buy is still around is because Apple and Samsung allowed them to sell their phones there. If GameStop were to get that right too, that would be huge for the company. But for now, it seems like they're just selling used phones. And after this, I'll show y'all what I mean by Pokemon is at all-time highs. Please check this out. This guy compares why grading your cards with GameStop is far better than grading them with PSA.
So should you send your Pokemon cards to PSA through GameStop, or should you just send them directly yourself? Well, spoiler alert, I actually think GameStop is a lot better right now, and I'll tell you why. So the first thing, and arguably the most important thing, is the price. And you might see that PSA is charging $19 a card and GameStop's charging $19 a card. Think, oh, it's the same price, who cares? Well, it's not. Not only is this not the actual price you're going to pay sending it directly to PSA, there's way more cost on the back end besides this. First of all, this price at $19 a card is a collector's club price, which is a paid membership that's going to cost you $150 a year. That's not that bad, but for this to be worth it, you need to be sending a bare minimum of 25 cards a year. Not to mention, to get this bulk price of 19 a card, you need to send at least 20 cards minimum in a submission, which means you basically need to fork out almost $400 in grading costs alone, just for one submission. But the other hidden cost that they conveniently leave out here is the shipping cost. And guess what? It's not cheap. For my last submission of just 5 cards, it's $20 there, $40 back. $60 in shipping for 5 cards. And it also wasn't $19 a card either. It was $25 a card, and that's because, number one, I'm not a collector's club member and it's less than 20 cards. So it was like $125 in grading fees plus $60 for shipping. It was like $185 for 5 cards. Now let's look at GameStop. It's $19 a card, no membership required. Basically, you get collector's club pricing for free. And even better, if you're a GameStop Pro member, free shipping. Now, even if you're not a pro member with GameStop, the shipping fee is only $5. That alone is a $55 saving. And guess what? A GameStop Pro membership is only $25 a year. So it pays for itself twice in one submission. Not only that, every single month you get a $5 coupon, which can be applied towards submissions. Now for me, the cost alone is enough to go through GameStop. I mean, if I go through them, I can basically send double the cards for the price. And you're probably thinking, oh, GameStop's probably a lot slower. It's not. PSA just recently extended their turnaround time to 65 business days, and GameStop is the exact same. And in the GameStop app, you get a full step-by-step tracker of where your submission's at. There's really no time difference either way you go, and you can track it just the same through GameStop. And the last factor that I think most people are concerned about is this safe? Or is it sketchy to send your cards through GameStop? I think a lot of people are worried that their cards are going to get stolen by GameStop employees or whatever. I think in the beginning there was a lot of horror stories floating around that like GameStop employees were stealing cards or switching them out. While there may have been a few rare cases out there of that happening, I do not hear those stories anymore. I think maybe in the beginning there was a few bad apples out there trying to take advantage of the situation, but there's now a lot more visibility and oversight, and people that do submit with them are taking more precautionary steps like taking photos of their cards while they're submitting them, photographing the process. A lot of things I was telling you guys to do when I first started going through GameStop when it was still pretty early. Now, of course, nothing's impossible, but I would say it's so much safer doing it now than it was even a few months ago. Seems like at this point when people are having issues with GameStop submissions, it's more of a PSA problem, not a GameStop problem. Personally, I've sent a ton of cards through GameStop at this point and I've had 0 issues. So honestly, I think GameStop's the move right now. It's cheaper, turnaround time is the exact same. You can track the progress in the GameStop app, and the process is a lot smoother now. They've ironed out everything. It's a lot safer. So let me know if you guys have been going through GameStop. Have you had a good experience, bad experience? For me, no issues. Anyways,
like we've talked about before, the only way to get your cards graded is through GameStop. And I don't know if you caught that, but they recently increased their turnaround time to 65 days. That tells me that there's a lot of people trying to grade their cards. And then when you go to Google Trends and type in Pokemon card and go all the way back to 2004, you'll notice that hype and enthusiasm for Pokemon cards is so much higher than it has ever been before. According to this chart, interest in Pokemon cards has over tripled, almost quadrupled in the last 5 years. GameStop and PSA's partnership is like a match made in heaven. In case you didn't notice, right now the 50 and the 100-day SMA or simple moving average are crossing on the daily chart. Not the golden cross. A golden cross is the 50 and the 200, but still very bullish. Several major retailers are canceling Switch 2 pre-orders last minute due to not having enough consoles. Customers affected may have to wait a month or more for the Switch 2 restock. GameStop, within the first 3 hours of this post being out, said, "Not us, period." And I love the new black rebranding. We all know that they used to be red and black, but now it seems like just black and white. Seems a lot more professional, and I love it. Thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. I really appreciate it. And howdy, it's great to meet you. Silver Trade here again. Well, you know what I mean. Last week, we just hit a year on our channel, and I gotta say, that would have never happened without you. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for getting that last video to over 200 likes. We haven't seen that in way too long. Let's make that the goal for this video as well, and I'll keep making the daily videos, and maybe I can figure out this camera. Sorry the audio is bad, but I hope you found value in this. I hope you're having a great day, and God bless you.